I love you with my heart.
Wait, you love me with your hat? Oh, that's really sweet of you, hat. But, unfortunately, you don't seem to have brought it with you. Sad. There's always an excuse as to why nobody loves me. And this is just another in a long line of disappointments. What other things are you going to love me with that you don't actually possess, eh?
With my soul.
Well, goddammit, another one that you don't have. What are you going to try and love me with next? A unicorn? Or maybe the Jabberwocky? Perhaps your clear and staggering intellect? Yeah, I'm sure that's it. I mean, you are featuring in a Sir Sick video, so you must be a big smart.
With every fibre of my entire being.
Alright, calm down. You don't love me, really. You don't even know me. And throwing that word around, I don't know, it's a bit strange. How about we just be friends, and then you can take me out to dinner and a few bottles of super whiskey. And then we can start thinking about this love thing, eh?
How are you feeling right now, beautiful soul?
I don't feel feelings. Feelings are for them they're humans. The only sensation I'm even capable of having is doing a big drunk. The best one, I think you'll all agree. Apart from those of you who don't, and I would respect that, but respect is a feeling, and like I said, I don't have them, so, there we go.
So, science versus spirituality.
Ah, of course, that old caper. Although I didn't realise that's what this video was about, because you titled it Science VRS Spirituality, and I have no idea what that means. But it's definitely not V or VS, as in the actual spelling of the shortened verses. Like I said, we got a smart one on our hands. He can almost spell 1/2 letter abbreviations properly. Almost.
Everything in this human game is kept separate.
It's a game? Must be one of them board games. That would explain why I hate the Who-Man so much, because I f***ing hate board games. Oh, hey, I can feel other things. But yeah, called bored because they bore the ever-loving shit out of me. Seriously, I think it's because everyone else just doesn't have the elite hacksaw skills to just f*** up their go as quickly as possible, like I do. What a bunch of losers.
The whole human game has been designed to keep us separate and keep us divided.
Well, as long as you keep them separate from me, I think I'm okay with that. I have said it before, and I'll say it again. Best years of my life were the 2 years where everyone was obligated to keep the f*** away from me. Introvert bliss it was. Thinking about spreading a new disease just to get some peace and quiet.
And science and spirituality are no different.
Science and spirituality are separate from each other. One is about empirical data and trying to figure out how the universe works, and the other is about having whatever stupid-ass thoughts and feelings you have justified by the phrase, "It's just what I believe, man." Yeah, shocking that those two things might be at odds with each other.
Why is that?
Apart from, see previous. I don't know. Probably because the man TM wants to keep us all down and stop us from having a big, magical, huggy love fest. And instead decided we should, not mix up unfalsifiable bullshit with a thing that is literally all about being able to falsify things. Also, apparently, I, an idiot, have to explain what falsifiable means. Because I recently discovered too many of you don't understand what it means. Unfalsifiable is not a coin flip of maybe it does exist, maybe it doesn't. Unfalsifiable means you cannot prove it wrong by definition, therefore it has little to no value in hard science. Basically, if I call something unfalsifiable, I'm saying that it's bollocks. Scientifically.
You see, if they took science and spirituality and merged them together.
Ew, no, you would get spirit science. Literally the worst thing in the entire history of the universe. Oh hey, look at that, I can feel disgust as well. Yeah, no, spirit science is and has always been literally the worst thing ever. It leads to a terrible case of word salad diarrhea, where just stinky nonsense spews forth out of one's face. Don't do it, man, it's gross.
Absolutely everything would make sense. Absolutely everything would fall into place and everyone would get it.
No, and No. Combining spirituality, something ostensibly about one's subjective view of the world, with science, which aims to glean the most objective view on reality possible, is not going to do anything but cause a big pile of suspicious mush to appear in the corner of the room that occasionally makes a loud shrieking sound as if it's being set on fire and electrocuted at the same time. Nothing would make sense. Nothing would fall into place, and I just described it and I still don't get what the hell it's supposed to be. That's just wrong.
Because we, as physical beings, are not really physical.
You, as physical beings, are not really physical. You smell that? Thought I smelled something. I don't know. Anyway, how can something be physical and not physical? Those are two very different states of being. You're either one or the other. Being both at the same time would be stupid.
In this frequency band, in this dimensional space, within this density.
Oh, god damn it, I knew I smelt pseudoscience bullshit. It has a very distinct smell, kind of like horseshit mixed with vomit. If that description made you gag, think about how I feel. I'm the one smelling that hot trash-infused mess. Dude, you used all those words, but I gotta ask, do you know what any of them mean? 'Cause I'm betting no.
We are physical, but there's a huge part of us that is geometrical and mathematical.
Ugh, he's using more words that he doesn't understand. Of course you could maths, and I suppose geometry in a sense, but that's because those things describe physical shit a lot of the time. You can measure a person and shapes a thing, but you know what they aren't placeholders for? Magic, spelled in glitter and thrown in the eyes of a passing stranger. Don't even know why you do that. Glitter goes in the eyes of long-time family friends. Don't sue, please.
And if you go beyond the physical form and out into the world...
Go beyond the physical form out into the world, which also just so happens to be physical. You'll get physical-ceptions, bwam, and then everything just gets too real. That's why I never go outside, to be honest. Too much physical out there.
Out into the structure of the galaxy, the structure of the universe, everything is geometrical and mathematical.
What the f*** does that even mean? I mean, I know what that means in, like, the actual definitions of the words, but what do you actually mean? Is it saying these words makes me sound smart, I think? Because I'm pretty sure they are just the longest words you know, and that's why you keep throwing them out. And honestly, that is just consanguineous behaviour, if you ask me.
And so if you took all of this geometry and all of this mathematics, all of this science...
and just shoved it all right where the sun don't shine, then you'd get something almost half as pointless as putting it together with spirituality, and even less, fragrant. For God's sake, man, would you stop using the word salad? It's just the worst. Although this is only scrub tier word salad. I mean, you haven't even said the word quantum yet, but it's still just as annoying.
And you merged it with the subtle, ethereal energies of this spiritual field.
What spiritual field? So far, you've just said numbers, shapeses, and physical unibobs. None of that is a spiritual field. So what exactly is the spiritual field? And more importantly, where is it? I mean, if you want science and spirit boys to combine, then you have to let science, science, on the spirit folks. So knowing where this spiritual field is and how to detect it might be useful. Unless, of course, you can't do that. That would be inconvenient, to say the least.
Everything would blend together and humanity would wake up a lot faster.
Everything blending together gets everyone up in the morning. Now, I don't know about you, but I fucking hate getting woken up in the morning, or the evening, or at any time really. Love me some quality 18-hour sleeps, and of course not forgetting my 6-hour between naps. Can't miss that. Look, if all of humanity is gonna wake up, just leave the light off and go in the other room. I'll be up whenever.
Because those that really tap into this spiritual work, and they start to journey.
Awesome. Now, can they journey in any direction that's away from me? Preferably in one that's nice and clear so they don't get stuck on a wall. Since I imagine they have the intelligence of your average Ubisoft NPC. I mean, I'm sick to death of looking out my window to just see them all bonking into my walls. As hilarious as that is, they're gonna knock them over.
And they slow down the brain waves and they open the heart space.
Slow down the brain waves. Oh, howling. Hey man, you said it, not me. God damn, an admission of reduced cognitive capacity if I ever did hear one. Also, just a fair warning, opening your heart space is a really good way to do the big dead. So unless that's what you want to do, I wouldn't if I were you. But you know, you do what you like, I ain't stopping you.
And they start to transition down through those slower brainwave states.
Come on, dude, stop. You're making it too easy for me. No, scratch that. I love not having to work. Yeah, basically, the more you buy into this shit, the stupider you get. Isn't that the big surprise? I don't think any of us could have seen that coming. Well, apart from all of us. But yeah.
And so the third eye opens and they connect with the universal fabric and they start to see the truth.
Third eye open. There's a poop joke in there somewhere, but I'm not going to make it because I'm so classy. But oh man, will they be disappointed when they see what the truth is, because it's just a big sign that says spirituality is bollocks written in 8-foot-high neon letters. Also, third eye explains why you spew such shit.
The wisdom, the knowledge, which is geometrical and mathematical, light, vibration, sounds.
It's just nothing. You just make noises that seem to resemble thoughts and ideas, but when you think about it for even a moment, it's nothing. You said nothing, and yet you're convinced you did. That geometric maths light sounds is a sentence with any more meaning than catapult gravy tally hedgehog.
They start to really truly understand that the science is in the spiritual.
Ah, I see. They start to be even more wrong. Well, I figured that from the brainwaves slowing down to a crawl. Seriously, when I can't think straight, I get some pretty stupid ideas too. The amount of times I have sleepily put the fridge in the oven and the house on the roof in my between sleeps haze is embarrassingly low. I've basically never done it. I know, ridiculous, right?
And the spiritual is within the science. You can't separate them.
I think you'll find I can. In fact, I don't even need to, because again, they aren't even remotely connected. I mean, even from a use perspective, they aren't things that should go together. Spirituality is just a bunch of ideas about ethereal mumbo-jumbo, and science is methodology designed to weed out bias, mistakes, and generally make information more accurate. They aren't even remotely the same thing.
However, the game has been designed in such a way that the two fields argue with each other.
There is no game. They are not things that go together. You just want to pretend that they do because you know that science works and creates things that have useful applications and functions, no matter what one's beliefs, spiritual or otherwise. And spirituality produces little value in and of itself. So you want to latch onto the coattails of science and pretend you were pals all along. It's a little pathetic, if I'm honest, my dude.
Just like supporters of football teams argue with each other.
Oh, f*** off. Don't bring your sports ball nonsense here. First off, science and spirituality has nothing to do with tribalism. Are there people who hoist their flags on one or the other? Sure, but that doesn't change the fact that they are simply incompatible with each other. But if this were a sport, and we were to judge the things that either has given us a value, I'm betting on science winning that game by a wide f***ing margin, mate.
Supporters of...
Wait a minute, that guy needs to get away from that fence. We all know banging on fences causes nuclear explosions. Seriously, Terminator 2 told me. And that's pretty much the only thing I took away from that film. Well, that and that shotguns come with 3 roses and Robert Patrick is f***ing terrifying. Seriously though, what a great movie. Especially the beginning bit with all the dead humans.
Different parties.
Including that last bit, it took him a really long time to come up with a second thing that might have opposing sides. You could tell what he focuses his attention on, but both those things are bad comparisons, because both those are effectively trying to achieve the same goal. No pun intended. The first simply winning and the second winning so they get to decide how to run society. But again, science and spirit bits aren't trying to achieve the same thing, because that's just not how it works.
That control governments.
Well done. You know what political parties are to a first-grade education level. I'm genuinely impressed. I would give you a cookie, but they are mine, and you can't have any.
Or are within governmental structures argue with each other. People pick sides. People argue over their favourite colour, their favourite football player, their favourite tennis player. People argue over the silliest of things.
Yes, they do, and without it, I wouldn't have a channel. But you know the difference between you and me arguing about this idea? We both know that I'm right.
Wait, before you go, I have something super important to tell you. It's life or death. It will change everything forever. Nope, wait, it's gone. Oh well, probably wasn't important. But while I have you, don't forget to comment, subscribe and notify. And if you want more of my smexy voice, check out Mrs. Six's channel Spoonstaff Stories, where I narrate and voice all the videos, and she does the work. And if you want to support the channel, check out the merch store for cool t-shirts, or check out Patreon, memberships and PayPal to support directly. Finally, follow me on the medias of social to get completely pointless guff and to keep up on the latest releases. Oh, I just remembered what I was going to tell you. Whatever you do, don't touch the...